Don't see these young cats, man. Ooh, saw me one dog. You coming? Let's see what you got, big boy.
What is going on, guys? Hail to the Hogs, back at it again with the second installment of the first round files. If you're new here, welcome aboard. This is a series where I basically go in depth on all of the draft prospects that could end up on the Washington Redskins. And if you're not new here, then welcome back. So, today, I figured yesterday's video, we talked about Derwin James a little bit. Today's video, we're just going to knock out another member of the secondary. We're going to talk about Minkah Fitzpatrick. This is a player where I would put the probability of him being available at 13 probably around like 40% to 50%. It really depends on what teams like Tampa Bay do. It depends on what Oakland and Miami do. So it's possible for sure, especially with the quarterback hype and everyone wanting to trade up for a quarterback. It's kind of like the same situation I talked about yesterday regarding Derwin James. So now, how do I feel about Minkah Fitzpatrick? I personally would rather have him than Derwin James. I think he is one of the best defenders of the entire draft. Amazing defender. His speed is phenomenal. Now, where would I like to see him if he was to play for the Redskins? Ultimately, I think that Minkah Fitzpatrick will have the best potential to be an elite level NFL player if he stays at free safety, a center fielder type, ball hawking, back in the secondary free safety. Now, again, we do have two safeties that could end up being starters here in DJ Swearinger and Monte Nicholson, but I don't think you could pass on Minkah Fitzpatrick, especially at 13. The ball awareness is amazing. We have a team where we've lost Kendall Fuller, best slot corner in the league in my opinion. We lost Bashaud Breeland, so there's some weaknesses in the cornerback position on our team. Now, when you bring in a guy like Minkah who can just hawk the secondary, it limits the ability for teams to throw deep balls. It helps out the corners a little bit, especially on deep routes and fade routes. So all in all, I think drafting Minkah Fitzpatrick, especially for our defense, to improve that secondary, I think he's really that boost we need to just even out our defense, make everything, no weakness. Well, I don't want to say no weaknesses, but it just really improves that secondary a lot. I could see us playing him maybe at corner a little bit, maybe in the nickel. He's got the physicality to play nickel and just beat up on those little receivers, I personally think. He came into the combine at 6'2", 200 pounds. So he's still very physical, pretty big body. So ultimately I see him as a safety, but he definitely can play nickel corner, I think, which would help us. I mean, when you have a guy who can do that, kind of be a rover and be wherever he needs to be, it helps out a lot. It just makes us have the opportunity to get more creative, really expand the playbook. I think last year we ran 3 safety formations, so it's easy to plug and play Minkah Fitzpatrick. I think it will be at the level of the NFL. So that's some of the pros. I have some comparisons here. I think he kind of plays like a Tyrann Mathieu, maybe not as quick, but Tyrann Mathieu, the newest member, well, not the newest member, but one of the newest members of the Houston Texans. Wish we could have grabbed him in free agency, so having a guy like that would be amazing. Another comparison, Malcolm Jenkins. They, coming into the combine, were around the same size, same vertical. I think Minkah was a little bit faster, I want to say, but kind of that same level of combine stats across the board. Along with, I have one more, I have Xavier Rhodes. So I think he kind of plays a lot like those 3 guys, so having someone like that, obviously, not having to depend too much on the development of guys like Monte Nicholson. Obviously, Swearinger's on a multi-year contract, and he's still young, so there's no need to replace him. But just having that assurance, that upgrade, just boost everything. I like it a lot. So I also have some cons, obviously. So a lot of people, I think, don't want to draft a player, don't want to go best player available, which is a term that I don't like too much. I think that best player available can mean many different things. I mean, that's still your best player available at a position of need. So just to say best player available, as in like this guy's just better than everyone, you still have to take into account how he's going to fit the scheme. So that's one thing. Basically, my counter to that is how it was yesterday. That there's a ton of defensive lineman depth and running back depth, if those are the two positions that some fans want to go in round one. Another thing while watching film, he's kind of a risk taker. So he has, and what I mean by that is just not a dependability issue, but just sometimes he can try to do more than he is capable of, if that makes sense. And another thing I saw in film a little bit was when Alabama had him in the nickel and playing outside corner a little bit. He does struggle a little bit in man, so I think it just makes more sense. It's just another reason to play him as a true free safety. So if I was to grade this pick, if Minkah Fitzpatrick is drafted by the Washington Redskins at pick number 13, I give the pick an A+, honestly. Just a next level caliber kind of player. Elite level, can play safety, and will be a dominant safety in the NFL for years to come. But that's pretty much it on Minkah Fitzpatrick. Definitely a guy I would love to draft at 13. And there's been some rumblings throughout Ashburn and throughout Redskins Park that if this guy's available at 13, he's off the board to us no matter what. So let me know what you guys think. I really like the guy. I really think he's a talented player and will bring a lot to our defense. And yeah, as always, like if you enjoyed, check out the Instagram if you haven't already. And again, the guy who's doing the edits for me for this series, check him out on Instagram. His @ will be down below as well. So thank you guys for watching. Hail to the Redskins. Hail to the Hogs. I'll see you guys next time.